much done and not enough done. What am I, the thorn in your eye? It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking chalk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, as you see me laying face down. Come on, free your mind, find your alibi for a time. I'm walking on stones and glass. When I reach out my hand, I know you can't stand me for what I am. But once I had it all your only things ain't just without wings. Too much done and not enough done. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much done and not enough done. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much done and not enough done. I've lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much done and not enough done. What am I, the thorn in your eye?
Hello everybody and welcome to the regular season finale for Season 4 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, which is race number 26. We are going to find out who will make the chase and who won't make the chase. I am Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Canada 300 at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. I know we were expecting Atlanta, but I decided to I needed to make a quick fix-up on the Season 4 schedule because I forgot to change Spartan out of the chase, because after the controversy surrounding Spartan the last time we went, I decided to take it off the chase schedule and put Atlanta for the chase. So, and I figured Canadian Tire, it's a good track, though when I last recorded, it was at a track like this, it was a fustercluck, but I decided to give it another shot, so we're going to Canadian Tire for the regular season finale. But without further ado, let's look and see how the point standings as far as the guys who are locked into the chase with 2 wins. They are Mitchell Riggs, Jesse Setti, Chris Singer, Zachary Fitzwater, Jecko Knight, Rue McIntyre, and Austin Weiner. Now, drivers who are now locked into the chase based on being highest in points with a win include Trent Dunham, Sonny Hammond, Chase Oliver, Eric Enrage, Jesse King, and Chris Thomas. But we got 4 people who are separated by 11 points who have 1 win apiece that are going to be in the danger zone and are going to have to try hard to avoid being eliminated. Because if we get a new winner here, 2 of those 4 are going to be eliminated. If a guy who won a race earlier in the season gets another win, then only 1 will get eliminated. And those 4 drivers who are in the danger zone are Danny Wells, Joshua Michaels, Cody Lamas, and Brandon Nichols. So that is how it's going to be. And also, just to clarify, Brandon Gonzalez and Marco Rose, if one of them wins a race here, or wins the race here, they still won't be able to make it, not only because they're not eligible, but they're too low in points to get ahead anywhere. But anyways, without further ado, as you saw the starting grid going, let's get this half pace lap going, as Dorian Face Puncher's on the pole with Jessica Sheldon in second. Then it is Preston Plord, Zachary Fitzwater, Trent Dunham, Danny Wells, and then it is Kyle Matthews, Gabe Williams, Michael Norman, and Brandon Gonzalez, the top 10. So that is how the top 10's looking in the starting lineup for this race. We are going to find out who will make the chase and who will not make the chase. Pace cars in pit road. We're getting ready to go racing for 11 laps. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls! And as I saw in that start, Preston Plord did not get going. And he actually lost third to Zachary Fitzwater. Jessica Sheldon lost second to Fitzwater. But Dorian Face Puncher's got a nice lead already going. Fitzwater, who started 4th, he's already in 2nd after both Sheldon and Plord did not get going on that start. As I see back here, Jessica Sheldon going to try to go underneath of Fitzwater. tried to, but didn't make it work. But meanwhile, Dorian Face Puncher, this guy, this rookie, I'm telling you, for his first season ever in any series in NR 2003, he has shown that he's got talent. He comes into this race 6th in the point standings, and he's had a respectable amount of top 5s and top 10s. 4 top 5s, 7 top 10s this season. He's been pretty consistent over the last, I would say, 10 weeks. Hasn't won a race yet, and he would love to win this race, and if he does, he'll be in the chase, because if he wins, he is high enough up in the point standings to get into the chase. So this would be big if the 15 car was to go to victory lane here. Meanwhile, I see Zachary Fitzwater. When we came by the stripe, he was less than a second back, but I'm pretty sure the 15 has pulled ahead to a bigger lead now as a result of some certain stuff. Meanwhile, Preston Plord, he's trying to make a stride to maybe get up to a better spot after not getting going on that start. And here he's coming down low for the 3rd position underneath Jessica Shelton. Now Danny Wells is going to come into this battle, and he is in the 5th spot. So we're going to see who can prevail in a certain situation. And oh, we got one car that's wrecked, and that's Chris Thomas. So this was the first car to get into an accident already today. Wait a minute. Does Matt McIntyre have damage? No, he doesn't. Must have been a solo car accident where he might have gotten help from somebody. That's going to be interesting to see what happened on the replay as to what happened to the 14 of Chris Thomas, but nonetheless, he is still going to be in the chase. But let's just say, for a potential scenario, let's say Danny Wells finished in the top 2, or actually won the race, and with Chris Thomas, it looks like he's going to be finishing dead last. If that were the case, Chris Thomas would potentially be out of the chase, but maybe not, as he could still make it in for sure. But who knows what is going to happen, though. That is the big thing. And as I'm looking around, I'm guessing the accident took place around that tire wall in one of the final corners. That would be my best assumption. And as you see a replay of what happened to the 14 of Chris Thomas, meanwhile, Dorian Face Puncher's been pulling ahead to a nice lead over the 45 of Fitzwater. Preston Plord manages to get the 3rd spot still. Danny Wells actually got around Jessica Shelton for 4th. Trent Dunham's back here. And there's Charles Jackson in the top 10, running the Toyota Care Toyota this week. As I am continuing to look around for any more issues, and Biggie Spencer, James McLeod overdrove that corner, but keep it together. But they keep it together, I should say. And as we are looking throughout the racetrack to see, or throughout the field to see if there's any crazy racing going on that could lead to an accident, and that doesn't look to be the case, but we are a little over a lap away from halfway here at Canadian Tire, and Dorian Face Puncher has already gotten off to a huge lead, a 2.5 over Zachary Fitzwater, and Preston Plord's actually trying to close in the gap between himself and the 45 of Fitzwater to potentially get 2nd. Meanwhile, there's Brandon Nichols, who is one of the winners and one of the guys who's in the danger zone, along with Danny Wells, Cody Lamas, and Joshua Michaels. Right now, it would be Danny Wells and Brandon Nichols who would make the chase based on being high enough up in the field if Dorian Facepuncher was to win. But meanwhile, let's take a look and see how the field looks at the current moment after some shuffling that's been going on, as we are at the halfway point practically. So it is Dorian Facepuncher the leader, second Zachary Fitzwater, third Preston Plord, fourth Danny Wells, fifth Jessica Shelton, sixth Trent Dunham, seventh Chase Oliver, eighth Gabe Williams, ninth is Kyle Matthews, 10th is Brandon Nichols. 11th is PJ Williams, 12th is Charles Jackson, 13th Michael Norman, 14th Brandon Gonzalez, 15th Joshua Michaels, 16th Kyle Singer, 17th Kendall Maynor, 18th Rue McIntyre, 19th Chris Singer, 20th is Marco Rose. 21st is Charles Sanford, 22nd Eric and Rage, 23rd Dylan Young, 24th Jesse King, 25th Cody Lamas, 26th is Mitchell Riggs, 27th Jecko Knight, 28th Ian Dutta, 29th is Chris Washer, 30th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 31st, as I'm trying to look, is Jesse Setti. Yeah, indeed. 32nd is Sonny Hammond, 33rd David Rivera, 34th Anthony McCurry, 35th Biggie Spencer, 36th Seth Cole, 37th is James McLeod, 38th Justin Nichols, 39th Joshua Balkin, 40th Matt McIntyre, and 41st is Austin Weiner. Saw some dust kicked up in the grass there. Must have been from car going in through it and overdriving the corner, but Dorian Facepuncher leads past the halfway, and he's extended to a two and a quarter second lead over Zachary Fitzwater. And I see Danny Wells, he's trying to close in on the 41 of Preston Plord for that third position. Meanwhile, Facepuncher, he does clinch the bonus points for leading the most laps in this race of two bonus points. And now they're getting ready to come to the stripe to take 4 to go here at Canadian Tire. So the margin now almost 2.5 seconds between Facepuncher and Fitzwater. Meanwhile, as I'm looking around for a battle, we got a battle for 10th between PJ Williams and Kyle Matthews. This is for the 10th position. Kyle Matthews in 11th, PJ Williams has the 10th spot. And they're side by side, but now they're kind of opening up for Charles Jackson to maybe get into this battle for himself, but now he's going to fall in line. Kyle Matthews falls in line behind the 27. Let's see if he's going to make a move entering this corner here, and it doesn't look like he's going to. Meanwhile, as we continue to look around, and Dorian Facepuncher still is keeping that big lead going. And it's going to be 3 laps to go when we come to the stripe here. So with 3 to go, it's going to be interesting. And Dorian expands to 2 3/4 of a second lead over the 45. Continuing back to looking at some battles that are maybe going on the racetrack right now. Right back here is between Anthony McCurry and Sonny Hammond. That is for, I would say, the 34th spot. And now McCurry is going to get the spot. And here comes Seth Cole. And whoa, he's going to turn Sonny Hammond. And Owen Hammond got the wall, and he comes back up and collects James McLeod. My goodness, both of those cars took some pretty hard licks. Well, as you see now, the replay of what happened with those guys. That was a whacked out crash that we just saw happen. And both cars trying to get back on the racetrack, and McLeod's going to get it, but he's going to be super slow. And I could say the same for Sonny Hammond, so tough break for those guys, particularly James McLeod. Meanwhile, we got 2 to go, and Face Puncher extends the lead to almost 3 seconds. And there you see all the skid marks from what happened last time by through there. And McLeod and Hammond are still trying to stay up on the track. Maybe they're going into pit road. No, they're still on track. As we have one car out of the race, and that is Chris Thomas. But McLeod and Hammond are both super slow, and McLeod, they're both going through the grass. I don't see the leader coming to him. I would have to say they are going to have to go into the pits to try to get damage repaired, or they're going to end up retiring, and that's exactly what they're doing. Meanwhile, there is Face Puncher, who wasn't too far behind them, and now he's coming off the final corner to take the white flag. So here we go. White flag is out for the 15 of Dorian Face Puncher, the rookie out of Philly. 3.5 seconds, so it looks like he's going to be in good shape unless he makes a huge mistake and crashes. I don't see anybody getting to that 15 car. Meanwhile, as we continue to look around the track for anything that's happened, let's quickly take a look and go by last name of who's running where. Face Puncher, Fitzwater, Plort, Wells, Shelton, Dunham, Oliver, Gabe Williams, Brandon Nichols, PJ Williams, Matthews, Jackson, Norman, Michaels, Kyle Singer, Gonzalez, Chris Singer, Maynor, Sanford, and Rage, Rose, Rue McIntyre, King, Young, Lamas, Riggs, Dutta, then that I believe is Knight, then Henrietta Fitzwater, Seti, Rivera, Cole, Washer, Balkan, Spencer, Matt McIntyre, Justin Nichols, McCrory, Weiner. And the race is official. Dorian Face Puncher has won at Canadian Tire, and he is now in the chase for the championship. Great job. Domination performance by that 15 team. So Dorian Face Puncher also joins his teammate Jesse King as being part of the chase. So both Michael Waltrip cars have entered the chase. So great job for both teams to get in. Let's take a look at the results. Dorian Face Puncher gets the victory here. Solid, dominating performance for the 15. Zachary Fitzwater, great job finishing second. Preston Plord, solid finish in third. Danny Wells, who is going to be in the chase based on finishing high enough up to get out of that danger zone, he's going to make it in. And Jessica Sheldon is not going to make the chase for the 4th season in a row to keep that streak alive. Same for Chris Washer. But solid 5th place finish for her. Trent Dunham, great 6th. Then Chase Oliver, solid 7th. Gabe Williams, great run of 8th. And the second car that also got locked in. And wow, Face Puncher just ran right into the water barrels. And then Face Puncher hits him. Or no, Fitzwater hits him. And then Brandon Nichols, who's going to be the other one to get into the chase out of that danger zone. And he finished 9th, and PJ Williams solid 10th place finish. And as we are looking around, more cars continue to hit that wall, but nonetheless, the race is over, so it don't matter. Rest of the top 20 was Kyle Matthews, Charles Jackson, Michael Norman, Kyle Singer, Joshua Michaels, who unfortunately will not make it in because he did not manage to beat out. Well, actually, we'll take a look more into that here in just a minute because it was pretty close, so we'll have to look at the points just to be sure. And then Brandon Gonzalez, Chris Singer, Kendall Maynard, Charles Sanford, Eric and Rage. Then Marco Rose, Rue McIntyre, Jesse King, Dylan Young, Cody Lamas, Mitchell Riggs, Ian Dutta, Jecko Knight, Henrietta Fitzwater, Jesse Setti. And then the rest of the cars who finished were David Rivera, Seth Cole, Chris Washer, Joshua Balkin, Biggie Spencer, Matt McIntyre, Justin Nichols, Austin Weiner, Anthony McCurry. And then Sonny Hammond finished a lap down, then the other two were out of the race, James McLeod and Chris Thomas. But let's take a look and see with the points, just to get the better understanding of who out of those four low-end drivers makes it in. Brandon Nichols came in 6 points behind Joshua Michaels. Brandon Nichols finished in 19th. Michaels finished 15th. We have a tie. We have a dead tie for that second spot out of that 4-driver danger zone. Cody Lamas was the indefinite one out. Danny Wells was in. But it's a tie between Michaels and Nichols. But how it's going to be based on, it's going to be based on best, or based on the most top 10s out of the two. And as I'm looking in the points, Brandon Nichols only had 3, Michaels has had 5. So due to that being the tiebreaker with who had more top 10s, Joshua Michaels is in the chase. Brandon Nichols, sadly, will not get in based on that ruling. So that was an interesting scenario that we had that tie, but nothing's official until you see the point standings at the end of the video. But thank you for watching the Canada 300 at Canadian Tire. The chase for the championship will get started when we head to the 8 Bowl Super Speedway, and that's going to be exciting to watch. But anyways, here are your results, your chase drivers, rookie points and regular points, and I'm Levi McIntyre signing off.